Hello, Northlake family. Pastor Jeff here with some really good news. Actually, well, the best news of all, of course, I hope you already know. God's incredible love for you in his son, Jesus Christ, and his victory over sin and over death on the cross and the resurrection. And I will take every opportunity I have to remind you of God's good news and his love for you and the fact that nothing can separate us from God's love. That's the best news. But then, great news also. The Reverend Dr. Kyle Height has cleared all the remaining hurdles with the Presbyterian of Central Florida. And Pastor Kyle and his wife, Christy, are really looking forward to coming and serving with you at North Lake as your new senior pastor. He'll be here in time for worship to lead on the first Sunday of August and here a little bit ahead of that just to get settled in and begin to prepare for the next adventure with all of you. If you want to read more about him, if you haven't heard much about him yet, you'll have the opportunity. There's a link on this email and at our website where you can read much more about his background, his great qualifications, his gifts to come and serve as the pastor of North Lake. I am so excited for him and for you, for what the Lord has ahead. Some more good news. On Monday, I reached my big, hairy, audacious goal of doing 70 push-ups without stopping at the age of 70. Now, I wanted to get it for my birthday, but I got a little bit behind with 2 weeks of the mission trip to Poland. So exactly 2 weeks later, I reached that goal of getting down and doing 70 push-ups. That's not the measure of who I am, but it's so much fun to set a goal and then to be able to see that goal being realized. And there's so many goals at North Lake that this church has been able to accomplish. Some of them really obvious, some not so obvious. But God has enabled this church to reach so many objectives all through the years. And I'm very excited to see what that will look like ahead for you. Now, of course, I used to have some strength in my upper body, and that would be for pushing away blockers or for tackling, wrapping my arms around and bringing down a ball carrier. I don't need it for that purpose anymore. I don't need those muscles for that. But they still work pretty good for giving hugs. And I hope I get to give a few more hugs with you. This coming Sunday will be the final Sunday, of course. We hope you already are aware, a single service at 10 o'clock. Because we're combining the two services, it would normally be 9:30 and 11. We encourage you to come a little bit early. If you're able-bodied, please park across Rolling Acres and the additional parking available to us on Sunday mornings. That'll help keep a lot of the spots available for people who can't walk as far. We know that the response will be great. I'm looking forward to combining the two services, music from both ends of the building. Look forward to seeing you here and celebrating with you. A final Sunday. I feel like I've been saying goodbye maybe since February with many of our snowbirds and others who are leaving to go back up north. And if you're up north somewhere or away from us this weekend, fortunately, this will be live streamed. We'll live stream the service as well as a reception afterwards. I know my heart will be filled with gratitude, with wonder, with a sense of delight, and probably some tears. I have no way of knowing ahead of time how I will respond in that moment. But whatever the response is, I know it'll be filled with an awareness of how God has blessed North Lake and Bobby and me for the years we've shared together. I look forward to celebrating with you. God bless.